Hi, everyone. Welcome to another one of our live video chats. Today, we are going to be talking with some folk from the Johnson Group. Sarah Youbi, Andrew Barber, and Kelsi Bell are going to walk us through some of the programs and grants that are available out there for small businesses who want to do online advertising right now during the crisis. Thank you guys. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
I'll go ahead and start talking about Yelp. We're going to mainly focus on three different programs today. One's going to be Yelp, one's going to be Facebook, and one is Google. As mentioned, we are the Johnson Group. We're a marketing advertising agency here in Chattanooga. I have Sarah Youbi, who is our digital director over social media. I have Andrew Barber, who's our digital director over search, and they both work on other digital media as well, but they're going to be speaking to Facebook and Google. We are premier partners with both of those platforms, so if there are any specific questions that you have and we're not able to answer today with that, we can reach out to our partners and get those answers for you as well. So just starting off, we're going to talk about Yelp. If anybody, I don't know, Jeremy, is there any way to ask if anybody is currently using Yelp or?
Yeah, folks, we have the Q&A section open. If you want to ask or answer questions in there, feel free to type them in. If someone is using Yelp, you can go ahead and say something in there if you want to.
Okay. So Yelp has several different programs right now. It depends also if you are currently advertising with them or if you were advertising with them in March or if you were not. So if you were advertising with them in March, they are going ahead and waiving the charges for any of your Yelp ads that were delivered in the second half of March. So anything that run from March 16th through the 31st is free, and this will happen automatically. They are also pausing all ads in April. If you do want to restart those, you have to go into the interface and restart those to keep them going. One of the other great things that they're offering is that if your company offers delivery or takeout, this is specifically for restaurants or nightlife, they'll set up a $100 Yelp ads campaign free of charge during the month of April. So you can take advantage of that. They're also offering all of their paid features are offered for free right now. So that's helpful for regardless of if you're running or have been running advertising with Yelp or if not. So if you currently are not running advertising with Yelp, but you have a business page on Yelp or want to set up a business page on Yelp, you can actually go in and use any of their paid upgrades for free until the end of April. So what those upgrades are the business highlights, the call to action, and Yelp Connect. So what the business highlights are is you go to Yelp and on your page you can highlight in your profile the top things that are available and great about your business. So they're offering that for free in the month of April. They're also allowing you to include a call to action. So if you want to allow customers to get in touch with you through Yelp, they're allowing you to put that on your page for free. And then they're also giving you access to Yelp Connect, which is essentially Yelp's social platform. So when people log on to Yelp and they get there, any updates from your restaurant or nightclub will show up on the front page for them if they've engaged with you before. And any other updates will go through in an email that is sent out to the Yelp users as well. So they'll give updates on your company to those people who have engaged with your page. And again, that's
Kelsi,
available. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just a question real quick. This would be particularly useful to restaurants and places like that if they want to make people aware that, hey, you know, we're still open, we're still offering delivery, you know, curbside takeout, that sort of thing.
Correct. Yep. On Yelp, you definitely want to make sure if you are one of those businesses that your profile is completely up to date with all of the information that you have. So if you are offering delivery or takeout, make sure that that's included. If you have shortened business hours, make sure that's included. And then do go in and make sure that you're taking advantage of all of those premium items to make your listing as relevant and visible as possible. And it's free right now, which is a great thing for the rest of April. The other thing that they are offering is they're offering free Yelp reservations and Yelp waitlist for 3 months. It's free for up to 8 months. Obviously, right now people aren't able to go into restaurants, but that is just something to keep in the back of mind. Is as things are opening up again, it may be a good idea to go ahead and get signed up for the Yelp reservations or the Yelp waitlist if that's something that your business is interested in. And that's where people can actually make a reservation through Yelp for your restaurant, or they can put themselves in place in line. So if you were previously looking into those, now's a great time to try that out because they are offering it for free for 3 months. All right, so then I'll turn it over to Sarah to talk about Facebook.
Awesome. Hi, guys. So some of you may or may not have heard, but Facebook had pledged $100 million for small businesses that were impacted or are impacted by COVID-19. Right as of today, unfortunately, Chattanooga is not one of those cities for which they are going to release some of these funds. So this is the way that they've selected cities is by finding where their offices are located for Facebook, then they are also servicing those areas. So they tend to be just larger metros. On that note, without knowing that you don't have the grants available on Facebook currently, there are a few things that we would ask you to keep doing to stay in touch with your fan base, knowing that it is important to stay in front of those users that are following you and those that may want to follow you. So continuing to create content is going to be really important. If you can do so and posting at least once a week on your Facebook pages to update your users about what is going on and how your business is impacted, really gives a voice to your content and gives the opportunity for people to understand what you may be going through. And we would also give the advice to give that, rather than being a very business focused language, try to give a perspective of how this is impacting your business every day, your family, and whoever may be, your staff and whoever may be impacted during these times. So creating content that is going to resonate within the hearts of your community is really going to play an important role, especially as we think that the next step is, if you have the ability to get users to purchase gift cards for later use, that is one of the best things to do right now. One, to generate income, and then get people to come in late at a later date when they're able to be outside again. So those are few.
Sarah, just to not to interrupt you, but for the gift card portion of it, there are several companies that are offering your business to allow for gift cards to be purchased for free and that transaction to be purchased for free. So if you do want to make gift cards available online for customers and to promote that, there are several companies that are allowing that service for free right now. If anyone is interested, we can follow up with them after.
Perfect. And so what Facebook has also created are what they're calling guides or tailored guides by industry to address some of the needs that you may have and how to address them moving forward. So we'll share all those links with you guys as they become available. There are more and more being developed, but think of it as the main key verticals that have already had their guides created. So restaurants and cafes, retail, salons and spas, fitness and recreation centers and things like that. So we'll share those out with a team from the chamber, and then they'll be able to share those out to you guys so you can read up on it. And as the information becomes available within grants or anything else that they make available, we will share with you guys so that you know. And like Kelsi said at the beginning, and to echo the information, if you have any questions that as they pop up now that we can't answer, or if you need anything from us that we need to reach out directly to Facebook, please let us know. We're happy to do so since we have direct contact with them. And now turning it over to Andrew.
Awesome. So I'll jump in and talk about two different things that Google is offering right now. So the first one is that I'll dive into is the paid ads part of it. But on the front end, to initiate a little bit of discussion later, if there's anybody on the line that's a nonprofit, just send it through the Q&A piece and we'll touch on a nonprofit specific program that Google offers, if you guys aren't already aware of it. So from the advertising credit side, Google's pledging $800 million to help small businesses and medium-sized businesses during this time. With that being said, there are some requirements similar to what Kelsi mentioned on the Yelp side, is you do have to have had an open and active Google Ads account starting January 1st of 2019 to be eligible for these credits. The rest of the details of the program are still a little bit vague, but just to go through a few, eligible customers will receive a one-time advertising credit from Google. These credits will appear directly in your Google Ads account as a little notification in the top right corner under the bell symbol. So it'll alert you there if you have an advertising credit applied to your account. The SMBs or small businesses that are eligible, again, it's a little bit of a gray area of which companies will be eligible and how much each company will be granted as a part of this program. But they have said that all credits will be implemented into the accounts by the end of 2020. However, they'll be starting to implement the first rollout or first wave late Q2. So there isn't a submission process or an application process to go through to get these funds. They'll automatically appear in your account and ready for you to start spending against those. So that's pretty much the start and finish of what Google's offering from the grants part that they've released at this time. But as Kelsi and Sarah have both mentioned, as more information becomes available, we'll make sure that we pass that information along to you guys so you guys are aware of any updates as they become available. And then the second program, if anybody has replied through that they are a nonprofit, we can go through a separate program that isn't necessarily COVID-19 related, but could help people during this time as they're looking to stay engaged with their customer base.
Andrew, since this will be recorded, why don't we go ahead and just give a bit of an overview on that?
Yeah, it's a valid and great point. So Google does have a nonprofit program that they have set up where they will give you $10,000 a month to do advertising through the Google Ads platform. These would be text ads only, so you wouldn't be eligible to run any display or image placements or video. It would just be the Google search side. But it is a 5-step process to go through that submission part of it. So the first step is to go to the documents which we'll provide to the chamber and see if your company is eligible to receive funds. So that'd be step number 1. Step number 2 would be to submit an application to Google to receive these funds for being a nonprofit. Step 3 would be, if you are approved, you'd submit a pre-qualification form to Google to be enrolled in this program. From there, you'll create your Google Ads account and send that information to Google saying, this is the account that I would like to receive the funds in. And then you would construct your account, which again, is a little bit more of a time-consuming process to actually get it all set up, but we can provide some quick resources to you guys in order to set that up. And then once your account is reviewed and passes all of the necessary guidelines, then you will start to receive the funds in your account. Again, the whole program and details we can absolutely pass through, but that is a great opportunity to make sure that you are staying on top of mind with your consumers and make sure that you can continue to keep them engaged during this time.
So those are the main items that the advertisers, the big advertisers, are contributing to this effort. There are tons of resources out there, from small business loans to companies that are waiving certain fees to people who are launching financial calculator tools that will help you understand, the changes in your finances before and after the pandemic, that type of thing. We've got a list that we'll provide to you. We're only going over the advertising items right now because we are not experts on those other items. But we will send you over a link to a list that has, what all of the major brands are doing and how they could potentially apply to your business.
Thanks, guys. And I just to reiterate, we'll be making all of those links and pieces of information available on our website, along with our other employee resources that we've been posting. We update that constantly, and so as more information comes out, we'll be happy to continue to share it there. I was wondering if you guys could speak really briefly on why it's important that small businesses don't let advertising just completely fall off the radar right now, even though the temptation, I'm sure, is to put all of your focus and money elsewhere when you're just trying to keep the lights on.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great point, Jeremy. We actually have been reading a lot and seeing this a lot with our clients right now. It's incredibly important to continue to have a presence during this time. You want to make sure that you are maintaining or increasing your brand awareness so that when this is all over and people are getting back into the groove of the normal, that you're in their consideration set, that they automatically go and reach out and start working with you, or they continue to work with you during this time. Businesses that stop advertising altogether right now, when it's over, if they start there and start to build up that brand awareness and reason why you would want to engage with your company at that point, you're behind, because it's going to take time to build all of that up again before you really make an impact with those people that are your customers. So even if you have to decrease your level of spend, it still makes sense to continue advertising at this time. You'll just want to make sure that you're reviewing the messaging and making sure that it is a relevant and sensitive message to the time at hand. Sarah, Andrew, did you have anything else to add to that?
Yeah, just to echo exactly what you're saying, is that the opportunity while you continue to advertise during these times, although we totally understand wanting to cut back on marketing dollars, but continuing to advertise can gain you between 1 to 1.6% market share within the industry that you operate, versus cutting your dollars completely back and then keeping around a 0.5 market share. So some of your competitors will be able, if they continue to advertise, gain on that market share that is no longer having an impact from your advertising dollars. So knowing that these dollars are still working for your brand, although the messaging needs to be very focused on what is going on and sensitive to what people are going through, knowing that there is brand recognition and what we like to call a halo effect. Once there is an upturn on the economy, this is really important if there is an opportunity to continue to advertise.
Yeah, just to jump in as well, speaking more to the social side, but also online video, if people are actually doing any of that type of advertising, the amount of content that's being consumed right now is through the roof compared to what it was 2 months ago. And by content, I mean people are actively on social media, people are actively on YouTube and on online streaming services. So the time to reach them is now, because it's the time that they've had the most in front of a screen. So you're able to capture and convey that appropriate message to your audience. So echoing both what Kelsi and Sarah said, make sure that the content is relevant and it's sensitive to the topic at hand, but also taking advantage of the time where people are on their phones or on their computer all day.
And that actually brings me to another question. We've covered pretty much exclusively digital advertising here. And that's because, broadly speaking, that's going to be the best bang for your buck, right? You're going to get the highest return for the least amount of spend, correct?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Correct. Yeah, especially as people are being confined to their homes and they're online. Digital is definitely going to be, the most cost-effective Obviously, it's a big time for TV and streaming as well. So if you have larger budgets, that might be something to consider as well. But anything that can be consumed in your home during this time.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions come through at the moment, so certainly don't want to take up any more of y'all's time than we have to. Really appreciate all of you putting this together for us. I think this is some really valuable information for our members at this time. If people want to get in touch with the Johnson Group, if they have questions, where would you send them?
They can reach out to me. My email address, and we can send this with the link, is just kbell@johngroup.com. And we'd be happy to answer any type of questions that you have.
Yeah. And also from an organic standpoint, if you guys have questions about the type of content you should be putting out there, send those over to Kelsi, and we're happy to address how much of the curtain you should pull back and what makes the most sense.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. And like I said, we'll be sharing some of these resources after the fact. So please stay tuned for those. And they'll be available to you as soon as we get the recording of these up. All right. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.